fact that you can still use the volume controls on this thing is awesome. All the buttons, everything like factory, Apple CarPlay, everything works like it's supposed to. For being cheaper than what a decent Bluetooth speaker costs, I think that's legit enough. We got 2 tweeters, 1 on each side. We got 4 door speakers, 1 in each corner. By the end of this video, you guys will know how to wire this stuff up just like I did, so you'll have factory audio built into your Z10. So I know I mentioned this in multiple of the videos. This thing actually does not come with any door speakers. It's just a plastic panel with no speaker in it. Also doesn't come with an amp or anything. Does have an actual FM receiver, Apple CarPlay, Bluetooth radio, I guess you can call it, but no actual amp or speakers to get sound out to be able to listen to anything. All the wiring to hook all that stuff up is underneath the passenger seat, so I'm gonna have to pull this thing out. They do pre-run wires to the door speakers. They're already tied into the factory wiring here. The ones for the rear speakers are right here. There's just a little clip. They sit on a little like metal tab here. You just gotta take a little pick, lift up the little tab that locks it into place, and they can pull it off. The ones for the front door speakers are supposed to be kind of clipped in here. As you can see, I have nothing on this side. You can see the little tab that it's supposed to be sitting on, but there's not actually the door speaker wires ran to that tab. There's actually no wires there. Let's go around to the other side and I'll show you what it's supposed to look like. As you can see, there's a little plug right there. You can pop that cap off and plug in for your front door speakers. But on the passenger side, there's nothing over there. So I don't know if quality control missed that. I have no clue. But what I'm gonna do now, I guess, is pull this whole panel here off. So that way I can try to find the wiring in there. Hopefully it's in there. Because if not, I don't know how I'm gonna run the wires into the radio. So I'm gonna start with that before I tear the actual seat out. But if the wires are in there and I can actually wire this thing up, I got this is a Power Acoustic Marine 4-channel amp. And since this is a 4-channel amp, if I wanted to down the road put a subwoofer in this thing, you can do that, so it leaves you room to upgrade down the road. Got this off Amazon. I got all this stuff off Amazon. I got some Scar tweeters, which if we can get this thing wired up, we'll try to do the tweeters up in the front, which they have spots for them up here. We'll try to get some tweeters in this thing. From what I've heard, they don't actually run wires up to the tweeters, so I might have to just run wires for my own tweeters, which not that big of a deal. And then these are what I'm gonna be running. These are Rockville Marine 6.5-inch kind of speakers. They're black, the box is white, but they're actually black speakers. So these will be in all of the doors. So this is all the stuff I got just to get music in here. It's probably not gonna be the loudest sound system in a side-by-side, but as long as I can listen to music, that's all I really want. And I got all this stuff off Amazon. I'll post the links down below. So if you guys want to do the same setup, it was really cheap. I got all this stuff less than $200. So the good news is the wiring is in there. It's just buried way up in there. I was able to fish some wires out of there. I get why somebody didn't have it plugged in, is because the wire's physically not long enough to make it down there. I don't know if it's hung up on something, and I don't feel like tearing the whole dash apart to find out. So I'll probably make like a pigtail lead, so I can just plug something in here and then leave it kind of tucked up in there. It won't be clipped down, so it'll kind of rattle around, but I mean, that's what it was doing already, and that's what it's been doing since I got it. So I guess that's the route we're gonna go on that. I did get the seat pulled out, took the passenger seat out to expose the wires for the radio. So this one, that's like a 4-pin Deutsch connector, the gray one, that's gonna be your power, your ground, and your remote turn on. This one's gonna be ran to all your speaker wires. And then this one here is your, what do they call it, a low pass input or high pass input or whatever to your RCA. So what I'm going to do is probably splice that into an RCA and then plug it into my little amp here. I also noticed they have these standoffs, little pedestal things. So I'm guessing when they come out with their amp, it's going to screw right on here to make it pretty much plug and play. It would be cool if this was the exact same size to fit on them little standoffs, but unfortunately it's not. I think what I'm gonna start off with first though is there is a lot of guys, if you wanna get in the forums or the Facebook pages, who have been making pigtails and stuff for these. I think this one was the one that I couldn't find anywhere. These two were available, but I think I'm just gonna cut mine and splice into it. I mean, it would be nice to have plug and play, so if I ever want to pull this stuff out. I don't plan on using this in any other machine, so it probably will just stay in here forever. So I'm probably gonna cut all my wires. I want to make sure the amp works and everything works good. I wanna make sure I'm getting sound to some speakers before I go through the hassle of dealing with all this and then running all the speakers everywhere. So I'm gonna start with the amp. Alrighty. No going back now, I guess. I'm gonna try to cut these as close to this clip as possible. I know these are available, but it's kind of whatever. All right, so I got some progress done. Since it's just me in here today, I don't have anyone to hold the camera, so I've been kind of just chipping away at this. I didn't want to add a whole pile of wires on here and have like a rat nest of stuff if I don't need to, so I've been working in this really tight area where I just clipped off all them connectors. So this is your power, your ground, and your remote turn on. Your black one, I think it's black and orange, is going to be your power. The solid green is your ground, and the green and orange is your remote turn on. I took the ends, spliced them back a little bit, wired them right into the amp. For the RCAs, what I did was that 6-pin, what I did was I took the solid gray one, and that is going to be your negative, I believe, for both sides. And then you take the gray one, the yellow stripe, and the gray one with the blue stripe, and that's going to go to your positives. So you use the same all solid gray as one for both of them, and then your positives have 2 separate ones. I'll post a little diagram up on the screen, so that way it might make a little bit more sense to you. But as you can see on this clip, all I did was clipped off the gray one. So the solid gray, the gray with the blue stripe, gray with the yellow stripe. The left side positive gets the gray with the yellow, and I'm pretty sure the right side positive is gray with blue, and then your 2 negatives use the solid gray. So I just used some shrink wrap, put them on there, so RCA should be good to go. You're probably wondering what this yellow wire is. I have it ran right now to just a speaker I had sitting over on the tool bench to make sure that this works. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is plug in these RCAs, fire up the key, and ideally the amp should turn on. Alright, so ideally we just plug these right into the front. Top. Alright, RCAs are plugged in. We got our ground, our positive, and our remote, and then the wires ran to this little speaker here. So ideally, when I press the key here, the amp should turn on. We got light, we got the amp, we got amp power. I can hear a little bit of static coming out of this thing. But let's go on here. Go to Apple CarPlay, play some music. Sweet. All right, so it's working. Let's turn it up a little bit. Left them standing there. So it's working. Don't want to get a monetization strike because of music I'm playing, but yeah, it's working. I mean, it's coming out this little speaker. I'm gonna make sure both channels are working, so I'm gonna grab another speaker, make sure I got 2 speakers that are going. And then ideally, I should be able to splice into all these little things and make sure all 4 corners are getting sound, and I should be able to kind of start tearing in to here to get the speakers actually mounted in the doors. First, I'm going to test the other channel, make sure both channels are working good, and then we can start, I guess, wiring some speakers up. For plugging into these factory plugs that come in this thing, I got like a dozen of these things off Amazon. I'll link them down below in the description. Put your wire in there, crimp it down, make sure you got your little rubber seal on, and then once you're done, you'll take this small one, shove it in there. I already did one just to test it to make sure they work. Got it plugged in right here to that little speaker, so if we come up here, Apple CarPlay, playing through this plug right here. So I will link all of them down below in the description, so if you guys want to pick them up, so that way the door speakers, you can kind of just plug and play them. But I'm gonna go through, make the rest of them little pigtails. I got that one done, so I need to make 3 more of them, and then we'll start putting the speakers actually in the doors, and then we'll have to start worrying about the tweeters. So the way that I'm doing everything is I'm just running it right now off the front channels of the amp, since this is a 4-channel amp. I'm just using the front ones, and that's gonna power all these speakers. The only thing I would need then is to buy a splitter for my RCAs, and then I can run both channels, which I still might do, but just for today, I'm going to run everything into the front channels. That way it's up and running. So if we want to go on a ride before the splitter shows up, then we're good to do that. Yeah, I'm going to start knocking out some of these little pigtail things. We'll go from there. So I got these speaker mounts, whatever you want to call them, from All Steel Off-Road, Mike Green at All Steel Off-Road. If you guys watched the video where we took the Z10 down, he fabbed up a bunch of parts while we were there. He made these, which are the door speakers. He's got light bar mounts. There's another light bar mount that goes across the top. It's just not on there right now. He has like whip mounts and chase bar mounts, all sorts of stuff on his website. But he whipped these up for us when we were down there with the machine. If you guys want to check that video, I'll link it down below in the description. It's a pretty cool video. Also got to rip his U10 and his Mav-R while we were down there, so if you want to check that content out, link it down below in the description. But anyhow, he whipped these up for us, so I had to get these panels off that were in there. Kind of a pain in the butt. You got to pretty much remove all the screws around the door. You got to take the whole, you got to take the whole door assembly off to get the outside. So then you can get to the 3 screws that are held in on the back side of this panel. So you got to take the door apart to be able to get in there to get the screws out. So out with the old, in with the new. So now these will essentially just sit in there like so, and then he provides these metal backers, and then you pretty much just screw these in Allen bolts. And once them are kind of bolted in place into the door itself, take my speaker, put it in place, and then drill that out and screw the speaker in place. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and install this, and then we'll get the speaker put in. We got the tweeters in both sides. Honestly, they didn't turn out too bad. All I did was drill the hole on the back side just for the screw to go through, and then there came with like a little clamp thing to kind of pinch it on this little piece of plastic here. And then I drilled another hole in the bottom for the wires to run through there. Here, I'll pop this thing off real quick so that way you can kind of see what I got going on here. So there's just this metal clamp here. I drilled one hole, you can see the screw went in the center of that, and then another hole for the wires to run through. And then I can utilize this little factory piece of plastic there. I don't think they look too bad. I think if someone didn't know I put them there, they would just assume that they're factory. As for the amp, all I did was I had these 2 pieces of like, I don't know, angle, whatever, that had like these little slots in it. But I had this scrap laying around. All I did was cut that, screwed that down to the existing little plug hole things that are there, I'm guessing for their factory amp once they come out with it. And then I just took self-tappers because I was sick of trying to figure out bolts to put it in there. So I just kind of screwed these down and then self-tappered the amp to it, dude. And this thing, I mean, it's not going anywhere. It's flexing this piece of plastic like it's in there. Reason why I did this is because if there's something that's sliding around under here, at least this is kind of here to protect the amp instead of it just like sitting on its own. I just had scrap pieces, so that's what I went with. If you're wondering why it's offset, it's because I had to kind of move it around the screw down here, so it's not the most perfect thing. Good news is once the seat is back in here, you will not be able to see any of this. As for the wires from the tweeters, all I did was rain them down to the center, use some fish tape to kind of pull them through, and then rain them down to the amp, as you see there. Yeah, everything's in. I don't want to play this too long just because of copyright stuff, but so we got 2 tweeters, 4 door speakers, and totals of 6 speakers. I'll turn it up real quick for you. I'm gonna go ahead and slap the seat in this thing, put the harnesses back in, clean everything up, and hopefully be able to rip it down the road, see how loud it is with it actually cruising. But I think it's gonna be good. So let me wrap this stuff back up and I'll flip the camera back on. So I just ran this thing down the road just to see how it sounded while we're like, I mean, getting up to decent speeds. I'm sure you guys just seen the clips, but I had it at like 3/4 to max volume, but you can make out all the words even with it like topped out. So that's all I wanted. Just want to be able to make out all the words and it to sound decent while being able to get on it. So, I mean, it didn't kind of get drowned out by the engine sound. I don't know what the back seat sounds like because I was in the front seat, obviously, but hopefully it's loud enough in the back as well. To be honest with you, this thing's actually louder and more clear than the soundbar that I have right behind my head in the X3 that I had sent out to me. I don't want to say the name of the company. If you guys are curious to what that is, go back and watch some videos. But yeah, for less than what it costs to buy a soundbar and being able to use all the factory volume controls integrated with Apple CarPlay, just like it kind of was advertised to be, for less than $200, to me that's a win. I think it's solid. If I wanted to have a little bit more low end because it's really lacking on the bass, I could get that RCA splitter, wire the speakers up a little bit differently, and then possibly put a sub under each of the rear seats. To be honest with you, this thing's going to just be a machine that we use for content and to fit 4 people in to get out to the trails. It's probably going to stay the way that it is right now. If you guys want to switch it up and do that on yours, I pretty much explained how to do it, so possibilities are endless, I guess. But yeah, hopefully this answered a couple questions for you guys, showed you how to wire up a factory radio built into the integrated controls and stuff that come with the Z10. If you guys have any questions, drop them down below in the comments section. I do my best to answer any questions you guys ask. And if you guys want to support the channel and pick up some merch, go to sidebysidecentral.com. If you guys are looking to pick up any of these products, like the ones I showed that All Steel Off-Road offers, these door cards for these speakers, Mike, the owner, is actually giving away a Segway Villain right now. So if you guys buy them off of his website, you will get entered in to win a side-by-side. So I'll link his website down below in the description as well. And if you guys want to save some money on any of the brands that we work with, I'll have all of our links down below and our discount codes down there as well. Until next time, guys, I'm out.